Hi everyone, happy whatever day. It's Tori here from 2022, and I'm here to let you know that the footage you're about to watch of behind the scenes making the Follow Your Heart Oracle deck, which is a 24 card collection of highly inspired watercolor art and wisdom. The footage you're about to watch is from 2020, which was in real time, the process, the painting, the producing, the printing, the sharing of my Oracle deck with you all. And the footage was previously exclusively available to who I refer to as the Wellies, which were members of my self-healing online membership. That container has now closed, but you can still access my methods, my models, and my magic around self-healing in a downloadable self-study module for each of the 8 themes. So I will leave that information down below if you're interested in doing some deeper self-healing work. But what's really nice about the Oracle deck, which you're about to see more about, is it's a great intro into that sort of lifestyle. It's a great tool for self-healing. So let's rewind to 2020 when I was pregnant with my daughter Daphne and in total creatrix mode and making this self-healing tool for myself and for all of you, alongside the spirit of cannabis wisdom. I will be done. Cycles and seasons, unity, one of my favorites. Flow, be still. Speak, prosperity, exhale, patience, golden thread, satisfaction, take direction, delicacy, and that's that. I am slowing down. I am taking a moment to be in this process because it's one of those things that I feel like I don't even want to say longed for or dreamed for, but I've had FOMO for. I see other artists and other people working on projects, and I'm like, that should be me, and it's me right now. And it's work. And I think that's why it's easy. Why am I looking at myself? Why it's so easy to pass up and pass by is like, it doesn't quite feel like I thought it would. There are more elements. There's more to it. There's definitely going to be this moment of like triumph and success when I like submit it and it's all in. But I can also have that in this creation process. And the way I went into it today was really frantic, unknowing. It's kind of just, I let myself open my energies and then I wasn't really careful about what I was letting in. So I'm really paring down right now. I'm tuning back in and I'm getting back to the core of this creation. This deck is highly inspired, literally, like cannabis is part of the creative force behind this project. And so I just had a moment connecting with the plant and rededicating myself. This is one way that I can give back to the plant, is by, you know, the receiving of her, but in that relationship and in that experience, doing this with my energy and creating and expanding what I'm experiencing into something physical for all of you to then hold and then connect with your spiritual practice. So just speaking that out loud is helping me because I'm getting kind of into the nitty-gritty. I haven't touched this. I haven't touched my paints in maybe a month and a half, maybe longer. It's been at such a standstill. And I've found the passion again. And I don't want to let any logistics or fear get in the way of that. I'm just going to run with what feels good and pivot if something doesn't feel good. So that's what I wanted to share. So this is one of those things where I need, and I was going to say you need, but you don't need anything from me, to understand this is like the true definition of passion project. I'm enjoying painting. I'm not the best painter. And I have this perfectionism of what I want to produce for you, this high caliber of like, this is the best deck you ever had. And so for me, that means 100% art, 100% wording, 100% just delivery, everything 100. And it is to my capabilities. And so at the end of the day, the art is important, and it's coming from this really beautiful creative place. And yet what's going to land, I think, the most for you all is the wording and the practice and the feeling that comes with everything. So I'm just keeping that in mind as I kind of self-criticize as I create this, is like the painting and the cards are one aspect. The art is one aspect, and it's a certain style. That's what makes it so beautiful and unique. But the transformation will come with your own meaning and spin on everything. So just keeping that all in mind, not getting too carried away with like someone who could just produce a multi-millionaire dollar deck and hire people. And that's the joy and the fun of it, because I don't really want to hire people to do this. I want to make something completely, and I'm just going to enjoy it. Deep in creation. There's this part of me that wants to turn on a podcast and get productive with this time, like as if I'm not doing anything productive, but just maximize this open ear I have. But I think the magic of this right now is just being in my own energy. We got a nice spread going here. I gotta keep working. I did like 2 and then I'm like, okay, I'm cool. We're in crunch time though. We're in production crunch time. Okay, last night I stayed up as late as possible to finish, and I had to map a couple things out, but basically I only have a couple sheets of paper left, and I'm not like so sold on these designs. So this was my original Thy Will Be Done, but it's just so faded, and it's just like, what is it? So this is more like it, but it's a little bit bland still, so I might just come through with more color. This is supposed to be Journey of Joy, but maybe I'll just photograph both because it's cute. Just doesn't quite maybe capture the same design as my other ones. And then this one was my original, but there's just some issues with it that I'm being picky about. Rex, can you leave that, please? You're typing, you're writing typography. I'm just like not 100% satisfied, but every single other one I make just like doesn't compare. So it might just be the one. And then I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do for the, cover of the deck. So I bopped these out quick. I'm not sold, and I was going to add some detail, but I just haven't. So this is all that's left of design before we get them on the computer. I photographed them. I hope this process works in my favor. Final paintings are due today basically because I need to photograph them tomorrow to stay on track with the timeline. So I basically have this one in front of me that I want to deepen the colors. I thought about redoing it, but I like it. And then I have the covers to kind of play with and decide on. So yeah, I'm going to work with finishing this up so I can just keep going. I'm actually really anxious about the photography aspect. That's been the part that, you know, is just like uncertain. I just don't know if it's really going to work out. It's been a journey with this deck. There have been some hiccups because I did originally want to design it digitally on my iPad. My iPad's too old to get, you know, Procreate and some of these apps that everyone's using. And instead, then I thought I would learn Adobe really fast, as if. Then it started all to feel like pressure, and I took a big hiatus. Not that big, a couple months. And here we are again. I'm feeling this desire to put it through, to just see it come to life. Just see what I can do with my very first Oracle deck. So, oh no, this is ending up different than I just thought it would. So yeah, now we're back here. Now we're farther than we've ever been. I have all the designs pretty much done. And I'm nervous about the photography, but I'm trusting. I'm trusting in the possibilities of editing as well. Spirit continues to lead me. More than anything, I'm excited to hold it in my hands and make official announcements to people. And if anything, it's been fun. This actually came to me, so I'm a projector, human design. Probably heard me talk about. We're supposed to be invited to do things. I've been very conscious of that last few months, maybe a year even. And I've had two separate people, very different people, approach me about working on an oracle deck with them. But it never panned out. I never even really worked on anything with either of them. And so I guess I took that as an invitation to go for it myself. I started watercolor for fun, I guess. Beginning of the pandemic. And I was like, I'm having fun with this, and I would love to turn these images into something. So that was the inception. And I was just, feeling creative. So creative that I got pregnant. Hope y'all like it. It's a little Halloween-y. I'm gonna trust it. I'm gonna trust it. I'm gonna trust that you'll like this one. Thy will be done. Thy will be done is the final. I think Flow was the very first one I created, and Thy will be done is my final. Hey, it's Tuesday the 13th, Mercury in retrograde. We last talked on Friday, which is when I was taking pictures of the images. And so I had a little mastermind over the weekend with some entrepreneur friends. And it occurred to me that I really do need to like hire someone to make the images look good, to pop them and like, make them beautiful. So that kind of like hit me as an entrepreneur because I've invested in like people, but I haven't so much invested in like this type of service, I guess. So I was feeling really anxious about it, and I should have hired someone yesterday. I'm using like one of those like Fiverr type sites, and I just like didn't do it. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. So it's today, and I'm going through all the images, choosing my favorite ones, and emailing some people to get them hired. The turnaround is really good, so hopefully I can have them by the end of the week and order my first prototype deck. But I just wanted to let you know that I hit a little bit of a hiccup with just where I'm at, like in the mental space, and like really making this happen. So far, everything has kind of been on my shoulders, and you know, if something doesn't work out, it's up to me and all of this. And so now it's like, okay, I'm getting other people involved. It's getting really real. So I think a part of me got scared about that, but I am ready, and I will let you know what the hiring process ends up being and if they can help me out. I don't know. I think I also am thinking it's going to be complicated. It shouldn't be. I don't like it would be for me, right? To like re-edit these images, but I'm trying to hire someone that knows what they're doing so that it's a snap. Like I hope that this guy looks at this job and is like, that's an easy cash cow, like sure. That, and it also feels good to be able to be in this place of business where I can have money aside for getting help with this kind of thing. So there's a couple things tied up in this step, but it's happening, and I just wanted to update you on that. Let the stress eating commence. I got the first edits back, and like upon seeing them immediately, like I'm happy and I'm excited, and I'm like, okay, I think this worked, because the colors are just so much better. They're like really popping. And I had him like cut them out too so that they're transparent, so I can just put them on the card image background. I'm missing a few from what he sent back, and there are some that I feel like are too saturated. So it's time to be a boss and like give my feedback, but I have to download them all, put them on the Canva thing, on the template, and kind of like see how he cut them, make sure that they're not messed up. So it's like I'm doing a rough draft with some that I know aren't good, which is like time consuming. So I guess like I really didn't realize how time consuming this would be, but it's all workable, and I'm like, at least my vision of what I think it could be is like there. So I'm excited. I have a couple long days and nights ahead of me, I think, where I just have to stay motivated, push beyond my projectorness, push beyond my pregnantness, and like get this done. I know I set my own timeline, but like I think I can do it. So but I'd actually, first I have to make sure that the email going out tomorrow is all gravy. Yeah, I just have some quick edits. I'm not going to get in my head about that. I just recorded a podcast with my dear friend Heather of Bud and Blossom, Heather Dagley. So if you want the cannabis news, actually that won't be out for a while, never mind. But I wanted to let you know at first glance, I'm really excited and happy. I couldn't even stop myself from like going to get the camera and filming my first reaction, because I needed to see if what I just paid this human for worked out, and I think so far so good. All right, so I just had my first sort of session with my deck, and because it's in beta and being processed, I used my original paintings as the cards, and I came up with the web. And so I had a nice, what I call a synchro session, I guess, with kyanite, and it felt really good. So I'm feeling good about the deck. Part of why I love having something physical like a deck is just being off the phone. This is often like energy that I need to step away from in order to come into my own. I'll be teaching more about my process with the cards and that sort of thing during a masterclass in December, but I like to choose the card, kind of go into, journal before so I can see what I'm calling in, what the sense of inquiry is about. Then I like to put a little heart and talk about what is just like coming through as soon as I see what I've chosen. And then from there, I will like log on or get more information on, what other people have tracked, what the wisdom is around the card or the stone or that sort of thing. And then continue with like synchros there. So, good morning. I have coffee. I have chocolate cake for breakfast. It's gonna be one of those. And I'm to the point of producing this deck where I'm processing. So you're gonna see that, I guess, as the business side of things. This is the first product I'm producing. And just like anything, I had expectations of how easy it could be and how it could go and how much I could do on my own. And I'm hitting a couple snags. I was up till at least 3:30 last night trying to get the prototype ordered, but I was finessing every single card. I went through and edited every single photo, tried to line it up for what I think will be centered. I will be a little bit crushed if they're all crooked, but I have to just get the prototype ordered so I can understand what it looks like. Okay, break. So, the snag I hit was with the box. I decided on the nicer luxe box because this is something that you all are going to be investing in and using as a tool frequently, I hope. So I want to make sure the box feels sturdy and protective to the cards. However, there's an Adobe Illustrator template that is required to create this box. I don't have Adobe Illustrator. Part of why I ended up doing watercolor paintings for the deck was because I don't have tools for web design. And it would also take too long for me to learn. Like, I'm ready to do this. So I tried to download a trial of Illustrator, which I already had a trial, and my computer is like too bogged down to even open the application. So, which is, part of why I'm doing this business. It's like, it's such a catch. And you're seeing me in this moment of frustration, and I don't know how that's coming off, but it's just like, I am a little bit frustrated. Because I know this is something I want to produce. I know this is something I want to do, and I want to get it out there. And when you hit obstacles, it's like, am I supposed to do this? Should I just give up? So basically, I'm feeling frustrated because I have a splenic authority. I'm very like now or never. Which, like, if I can get the prototype ordered today, it'll be okay. Whatever I can order, it's going to be okay. But my deadline was last night. And so I'm going to have to hire someone on Fiverr. I'm trying to rack my brain for friends who I think might have Illustrator. And I'm also like, I want to respect their time and energy. I need to pay someone to do this. But I want it done now. So anyway, I'm going to just have to handle it like a boss. Hire someone on Fiverr to simply put the images I've already designed where they need to be on the box and send it back to me. It'll be simple. It will be okay. Then this is, again, my first product. And so I had to file for a sales tax license. And so now I'm trying to get it in the Squarespace to collect sales tax. And that's a whole new bit of confusion. And when you're confused about something, it's intimidating, it's overwhelming, and you also want to shut down. So those two things kind of came to a head last night at 3 a.m. My friend, who's an accountant, not a tax advisor, did her best to send me some resources. Hopefully I can be popping enough to have a tax advisor this year, but I'm going to do my best with that as well and probably just rope the tax price into the deck because it's different for every state. It's just, I'm gonna just do my best. I just want to see this thing in my hands. I just want to share it with people, and then it's like being a business owner, there's all this BS in the back. So I also need to set up the commerce site so that you all can start purchasing, get some test purchases through, and that'll be a fun and exciting part. It's just the moving parts. And you know, last night, actually, hold on, let me show you. Here's my tarot today. So I pull a tarot card every day, and I hope to kind of like adjust this practice once my deck comes. But the tarot pulled was the Chariot, which is all about success and willpower and determination and, you know, being bold when the going gets tough. And so, what else did I write down about that? Harmony. Okay, success, ambition, determination, willpower, control, self-discipline, focus. And, you know, self-healing, it's like, you're always overanalyzing everything. Like, am I doing enough? Am I staying with it? And I'm proud of how late I stayed up. I know I like exhausted my energy. I called on Green Adventuring for some guidance and some love. I'm going to be holding this close to my heart today. And I'm so glad I had that Chariot card to just anchor me and remember that advice to just like stay with it through any detours. Naturally, there will be detours, cake break, and that's happening, but it's nothing I can't handle. I'm allowing myself to feel frustrated and disappointed that my expectations aren't correct, aren't real, and I'm also just moving through it and moving the F on. So that's my spiel this week. I will update you. It's time for me to go hire someone on Fiverr, and while they're completing that, hopefully a quick turnaround. Did I mention I'm close to my budget for this? So it's just feeling like some shit, but I'll work on the e-commerce for all of you. I got this. Part of why I'm sharing this with you is because although I was frustrated last night and feeling a little bit lost, I was feeling challenged, as in a way of like, this is still on your heart. You're frustrated because you care about this, you care about producing this. And so, you know, my flow came through, my request to flow. And even before these snags, y'all, when I was even just having to edit the pictures down, was so tedious. And what I did was, with every time my computer, because I would edit one, I would have to download it, which like it takes a couple of moments for the computer to process. It would get to my download folder. I'd have to upload it to the card site. Anytime there was a lag, I would tap into my breath. I would connect with the divine. Remember that I'm creating something from the divine. I am divine. This is all part of the flow, and it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to feel good. I wasn't quite feeling fun last night, but I was feeling connected. So I just wanted to share that, like, it's kind of different for me than other times I've been doing something and just like, hurry up, I gotta do this. Like, why isn't this working? I still had those thoughts in the back of my head come up, but I was also like so intentional about the process. And I think that's part of Well Connected, is like, the more you can incorporate what you learn in your everyday and actually take the time to do it, the better. It's not all the time that we get it down. It's not every tool that we incorporate every day, but just that really simple practice of knowing that this project's coming from the heart, that I'm so focused on following my heart and then connecting with that part of me as I was doing it, was super powerful. So, good morning. It is 10:20 and it is launch day. It's happening. It's like totally happening. There were a few hiccups that weren't even, you know, really BDs, but I just felt overwhelmed. And we're set for pre-launch. So remember, I placed this incense aside for no particular reason other than intuition told me to. It felt right. So today's the day I get to burn that. In a couple of hours, I scheduled the email last night to go out. And so I'm just going to sit down and do my own personal journaling. It'll be so nice when I have the deck to incorporate into my practice. I had 3 orders go through yesterday, so thank you so much to those of you that ordered. Which were all wellies, of course, because you had access first and you're the only ones watching this vlog. So it's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful thing, and I'm feeling so excited about getting this into all your hands. What's next for me to do is to pretty much solidify the guidebook, which will be digital, virtual. I went back and forth about it. The process would have been much longer for me to print a book, and there were like some pamphlet type options with the manufacturer of the cards, but I have a lot to say, I have a lot to write. That's where I think a lot of value will come in. You know, both your mix of intuition and what you feel from the images of the cards, but also the guidance and the symbolism that I'm able to provide in the guidebook and practices. So, because that's where I started, right? Oh, what is this? Yikes. Good morning from me and my zit. Happy launch day. Anyway, that's where I got a lot of the benefit from Oracle. Like when I had my Rumi deck, was to follow the guide and to start connecting with the messages and creating my own system based off of what was already there for me. So, anywho, it's like, you know, when you launch something, the day it goes live feels so tight, and that feels like a deadline. But I set this pre-launch up to be 2 weeks, so we have 2 weeks to get to know the deck together and who might want it, and I have 2 weeks to nail down details before it ships out. So it's feeling spacious, and I planned it all this way, and I just have to remember that it's part of the flow. So with this vlog, I really wanted to share how this deck has come to life through following my heart, and how, you know, that mantra, affirmation, way of being has gotten me through the creation as well, because the going gets tough, you know? Okay, that's enough blabbering for launch day. Love ya. Alright, so that's a wrap on the vlog because I'm uploading it for you to enjoy tomorrow. Feeling really relieved with the journey so far, feeling like I have made the commitment to stay in flow. I pulled the World card just yesterday, just the signal of completion and fulfillment, and that's where I'm feeling like where we're at. Thanks for all the support. I hope you enjoyed. How was that for you? Are you loving the deck? Do you have an Oracle deck? Let me know down below. I love this deck for so many occasions. It's intended to be simple enough for beginners, and it also layers really well with other decks. I use it with tarot. It's for beginners and it's for advanced. It's for everyone. This deck is for everyone. My kids love to use it. Other people's kids love to use it. It's a great housewarming present, couples, like marriage gift, and just treat yourself. So if you're interested in purchasing the deck, I want to offer a gift to you. Free shipping in the US. You can type in YouTube at checkout and I'll gift you free shipping. If you happen to be international, it's not yet available to you, but if there's enough interest, I might open that up. So let me know where you live if you're interested in receiving the deck, and we'll talk. Yeah, I'm just so stoked to have this out there. The deck is turning 2, which is like so mind-blowing, because that means my daughter is soon turning 2. No, not the piano. Can you cut that right now? It's it's been really magical to grow with this deck, to grow with Cannabis Spirit. Like I say that I've channeled the messages through cannabis, and sometimes I read the guidebook and it takes me aback because like they're not so my words, right? Like I read it and I'm like, oh dang, like who wrote that? And it's really sweet because I can't be everywhere at once, but it feels like energetically the deck is one way that I'm able to be in these different healing spaces and be a part of those celebrations or transmutations without actually physically being there. Bless you. What I think is interesting is that when this behind the scenes came out, it was part of the heart chakra and abundance module, and that's what we as the collective were working on during that time. So you can hear me kind of like weaving those themes in even deeper, and that module once again is available to you. I have 9 different modules for self-healing that are downloadable. You can choose, or you can talk to me about which access point you think that the energy wants to be worked with, and I can line you up with which module might be best for you at this time to work on. There's more information about that below. Shout out to all the wellies, OG people. If you're new to Oracle, if you love Oracle, add this to your collection, grab free shipping, YouTube at checkout for that discount, and I'll see you in the next video. Bliss be with you.